3. Let's welcome Daniel.
Hi, I'm Daniel. Go is life, life is Go by Zhu Chen, the famous Go master from China. And may I know who have played the Go before or know the rules? Okay, with you. Okay, actually, in Taiwan, only 5% male and 3% female have played the Go before. Not only because people get busier nowadays, but also people feel that learning Go is time-consuming and tedious. But actually, it's not. It gives me passion, it gives me persistence, and it gives me perseverance. And it helps me strengthen my mind. And look at things in a different light. And I want to show you my experience. But I want to introduce the rules. I want to simply explain the rules of Go first. So, the Go contains two parties. One is black party and white party. And the black party goes first, and then white party take turns dropping the chest, dropping the chest. And the victory condition is that if the area you enclose is wider, then you win. It sounds very simple, but as we know, the more simple the rule is, the complicated the variety will be on the Go board. So speaking of the Go break, it contains 3 stages. And the first stage it represents the beginner level, and it starts from 30Q to 2Q. And then the second stage, if you get upper, you went to second stage. It represents amateur level, and it starts from 1 dan to 9 dan. And the third stage represents profession level. It starts from 1 pro to 10 pro. So now I was 2 dan, so it means I was amateur level. Yeah. So when I started learning Go since I was 4 years old, and every weekend I participate in the contest, and from 1 grade to 7th grade. And this experience is when, before that, and I want to introduce that the contest, it divides the beginner level into 7 groups, from group F to group A. And at that time, I was in group C. And it depends on your strength. So at that time I was in group C. Then at that time I stuck in group C, and I cannot win the contest to go into group B. Then I participated in the group C for almost 2 years, but I cannot improve it. So my Go teacher told me that maybe you can try to go to group B now. But I think maybe my strength is not that good enough. But I still give it a try. But unexpectedly, I won the contest in Group B. Just one time, yeah. So I think I have already increased my concentration and improved my creativity and reaction ability in Group C. So when I was in Group B, then I won very easy. So the experience taught me that never give up and stick to it. And I want to show you the second experience is when I was in Group E. So at that time, including me, there are 4 kids that have won 5 matches in the contest. And we had to fight for the championship. So the contest went into the overtime. So I won the 6th match, the 6th game. And if I won the 7th game, then I will win the championship. So that is my last games in that contest. Absolutely, I would win that contest. Everyone knows I will win, including referee, including the crowd around us, including me, and including my opponents. What I have to do is to drop my last chess, then to finish this game, then I will win the championship. But at that time, I could not forget his face expression. He started to sob, and I was shocked. And he hoped that I could lose, but I will not do that. And he knows I will not do that. So even though he was sobbing, but I still dropped the last chess and finished the game. And after the award ceremony, he came to find me and praised that wow, your strength is very strong. And I started to talk with him, and then we became friends until now, and we keep in touch. Yeah, and I want to say that it's hard to make friends with opponents because he's opponent, but actually not. We communicate with opponents on the goal board during the contest. So last, I want to say that learning Go can develop your intelligence and in your childhood. But even if you are adults, you still can play Go to enhance your logical thinking. And next, you can increase your concentration. Also, you can boost your memory ability. Moreover, you can improve your reaction capability and creativity. Also, you can increase your capability of independent thinking and problem solving. Yeah. And for facing the difficulties, you can cross the obstacles. Just like I stuck in Group C, but I still win. I still won in Group B. And next, we can get along well with our opponents, like we made friends with my friends in Group E. And it can build up your self-cultivation. Also, we can cultivate patience and perseverance because I stuck in Group C, but I insist, then I won in Group B. And last but not least, we can build up our competitive spirit because the contest can stimulate our desire to victory. And last, if you don't know what to do next, where to go to, what to do, and how to do next, maybe you can play a Go game, give it a try, and it will help you figure out the way you have to do in your life. Thank you.
Yes, feel free to ask or say. So Ruby, if you have a question.
So what is the most challenging experience of playing this game?
Most challenging experience. Maybe it's set for the Group C. Most challenging. Maybe. Maybe was from the beginner level to amateur level. Means from 2Q to 1 day. This level. Because at that time I met many kids that are only, I think, many kids that are only 8 years old, and they are already here. And at that time, I was 12 years old. So I feel very nervous, and those kids are very strong. So yeah, I think the most challenging experience is this level.
Good. So any others? Yeah, Alex.
Are you now still playing or going to the contest?
Oh, because after I went to high school and college school, and then because I get busier, so yeah, I still play Go online, but I stopped participating in the contest. Yeah.
So do you play like Qisheng, like something like that?
Oh, you mean online?
Yeah.
Yeah. I use that software.
Good. Any others? Yeah, thank you.
Why is the Go game time consuming and tedious?
Because I learned it from 4 years old, so I know if you want to finish one game, it took at least 2 hours if you and your opponents, your strength are similar. Yeah, takes almost 2 hours. Yeah, and yeah, depending the condition, but average it will take two hours to play one game. And why it's tedious? Because actually because I heard it from my sister. She doesn't like to play Go game, and she said it's tedious. So I think okay, sure, it's tedious, but I think it's worth. Yeah.
So what's the difference when you start with the black or the white pieces?
The black party goes first, and then white party goes next. So actually, the black party they have more advantage. He take more advantage because he can decide where he put the first. He drop the first chest. So maybe he can commonly it take an advantage. But if you met the real master, maybe this advantage can ignore. Yeah. So if you are in beginner level and amateur level, the first black party it takes advantage. Yeah. Yes.
And since the game is quite time consuming, did you find yourself have difficulties in like managing your time properly?
Oh. and because I say that I play the Go game online now. So at that time when I was in elementary school, yeah, every weekend I participate in the contest, and yes, it's really time consuming. But at that time I feel very happy at that time. But now, yeah, I get busier, so I just play the Go game online, and I stopped going to Go Academy. Yeah, so yes, it's time consuming. So I try to reduce it. Yeah.
Another question.
Yes.
So, do you read any comics about Go game, or do you watch TV shows
yes.
about Go game?
Yes, I have read. I don't know if you know Qin Ren Wu. Qin Ren Wu. It is a master. He is.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a very strong master, and I read his Go. His Go process. Yeah, I learned his process of Go. Yeah.
So, any more?
Yes.
Did you memorize some general procedures like?
Oh, things. Yeah. Yes. Everyone should learn that. Begins with. Everyone should begin with I don't think. Yes. Yeah, this is a procedure. It's useful for beginner and amateur, but after you become a professional, maybe this will not help you a lot, because they are very complicated conditions on the Go board. Yes.
Do you have any recommended books for beginners?
Or beginner. Books.
Or our videos or YouTube?
Videos, YouTube. Yes, that's animation. Yes, you can look at watch it. It's good. And to say book, I suggest you there is a practice book that it taught you in what condition, then what you should do. Yeah, if you just taught you how the beginner should do in some different conditions. So I forgot the book name, but I think you just find the book name will say it's beginner, it's for beginner, and just practice the exercise in this book. Yeah, just practice the exercise. Yeah.
Good. So thank you very much.